The Tulsa Drillers have opened the season, and they're home this week for some One Oak action. So we decided to start this week's Explore Tulsa with a song.
Then the Henrys have the floor.
Followed by a drive down nostalgia lane.
Plus getting the jump on fitness.
Hi, I'm Stevie Fernandez.
And I'm Trish Whitmer. We're very happy to see you with us again as we start this week's Explore Tulsa.
Great news, Trish. I found a group for you to sing with.
But I wasn't looking for anyone to sing with.
That's why I thought I'd help you along and introduce you to the ladies of the Talk of Tulsa.
I have heard of them, led by directors Frank and Patty Friedemann, and they just won another regional championship.
Plus, they perform for the Drillers home opener this week. And man, can those ladies make the magic happen.
1, 2, 3.
Well, now the world's alright, everything's swinging, long as I'm singing my song now. Just as long as I'm singing, there's a bell up in my brain that's ringing, making a crazy ding dong, ding dong. And if this band don't desert me, then there's nothing in the world can hurt me.
I sang in a young men's barbershop quartet way back in the 60s, and then went professionally for a little while with a group called the Four Naturals. It didn't last too long, however. That's a hard-nosed life, My wife encouraged me to go look at the local chapter in Oklahoma City called the Oklahoma City Barbershop Chorus. So I went over there and started singing, immediately got into a quartet. And been barbershopping for 40 years, sung with 3 international championship quartets.
As I got closer to retiring, I thought, I'm going to get back and I'm going to find a way to sing again. And not just choir singing, I want to perform.
I love singing. I've always looked for venues that I could sing in my spare time, but being a mom and having a full-time job, it's kind of hard to do that. And I was teaching 7th grade at Union at the time, and one of them called and wanted me to come to a rehearsal, and I walked in the door and I was just hooked.
Man, she was on me like flies on a sugar cube with emails, just, come visit. So I did, and it was just like slipping on a pair of old comfortable shoes. It was exactly what I wanted to do.
We actually started this group with 5 people in 2000, November of 2000. We had 5 people, barely had a quartet.
Actually, when we started, we wanted to be a mixed group, male and female. We couldn't get enough men to come and join us, so we decided to just go with, all women. And
when we chartered with Sweet International, that's what changed everything. We actually have right now 64 women in our chorus. They're from all walks of life. We have teachers, we have doctors, we have nurses, we have housewives, homemakers, we have, secretaries, we have business women.
This organization gives women a lot of self-confidence, a lot of joy because they enjoy singing.
We sing patriotic music. We sing some of the great classics from the 40s, 50s, and 60s. We do some doo-wop.
When I Fall in Love, This Joint is Jumpin', Sway with Me is another one of our favorites.
I love a cappella, the fact that it's just our voices, and I love the performing aspect of it too.
We were lucky enough this year to win our regional. And so that entitles us to go to the international competition in Las Vegas, Nevada. We just got back from Las Vegas just last year because we won the year before.
I got to be in early enough to go to Vegas last year at internationals, and meeting people from all over the world and seeing all these different courses, and it's really just a cool experience that I've just really enjoyed.
It goes without saying that it's extremely rewarding and it's very uplifting to work really hard, which we do. We stand on these risers for 3 hours every Monday night, and Frank will tweak and stop us and make us do it over. And
we love him, and we all love each other. Everybody gets along, so it's just really a great big family, sisterhood, so it's so fun. Everybody here has been so welcoming, and the ladies are just so friendly. It's like having a big sisterhood. We have a saying that says, come for the music, but stay for the friendship, and really, this is our family. We're all family. We socialize together during the week.
I love connecting with the audience, and enjoying watching them enjoy me.
The fact that we can continue to improve at a higher level is really very rewarding, as well as entertain, people. I mean, that's just a bonus.
On his toes, I mean, this joint is jumping. No time for talking, gotta keep on walking. Get a mug, cut a rug, I mean, this joint is jumping. Grab your partner, swing around the floor, this joint is jumping. Come on, baby, let it roar. Roof is rocking.
That Frank is quite the ladies' man, directing 67 women. I have hard enough time just keeping you in line.
If you're interested in joining the group or having the ladies come out to perform at your next event, visit talkoftulsa.org to learn more.
Maybe instead of singing, I should start spending more time working on my golf game.
Good idea. Maybe you could still make the seniors tour.
Very funny. But I do know a guy that could give me a tip or two and help me make a great choice for flooring too.
You must be talking about Ryan Henry and his dad Bert at Burt Henry's Carpet and Tile. Our next stop when we return with more Explore Tulsa.
Our most beautiful 4K HDR TV. Easily manage your cables for even a clean rear look. It hangs flat on the wall, just like a piece of art. Yet its slimness creates astounding images. Experience new discoveries with Android TV by getting instant access to everything you need. Introducing the latest Sony 4K HDR TV.
Hi, and welcome back for more Explore Tulsa. Now, one of the most interesting things for me that we learned from Explore Tulsa is meeting families that have kept their businesses running for 30 years or more.
And it's a scary stat showing that most businesses don't make it past 3 years. They keep so many people from even trying at all.
But in Tulsa, Burt Henry of Burt Henry Carpet and Tile has found that magic formula that has not only made him successful for over 30 years, but also has his son Ryan wanting to be a big part of keeping it going for 30 more.
He started when I was 5 days old. He started Burt Henry Carpet and Tile 31 years ago, and scared Mom to death, and so it's been a great thing.
Well, I had some encouragement from my builder friend many years ago who thought I should be in business for myself, and I was scared to death, not sure I wanted to do that, but after doing a little exploration, I decided it was a good idea to give it a try, and so we went forward in mid-July of 1984. I had a loyal following of people I knew who, when I told them I was going to start my own business, were immediately in my court and started using me, so we were blessed to be successful from the get-go. I think my mission statement, or my purpose always, was to do the job right and treat people like I wanted to be treated. Most importantly, just make sure that I went the extra mile to make sure the customer wanted what they wanted, not what I wanted to sell them, but to help them make good choices. I never wanted to feel like I sold somebody something. I always wanted that experience to be someone came to me and bought something from me. I didn't want to sell anything. I wanted someone to buy something from me that they were pleased with my help and advice.
I vowed to stay out of the business as long as I could. That was one reason I tried the golf thing out. Went to school at TU and played golf there. Played golf professionally out of school for 4 years. I think when I was probably early in high school, I realized I wanted to try to play collegiately. And then my senior year in college, I had just enough success to want to give it a shot professionally, and played 4 years on mini tours. And all the guys I competed against, I'm seeing on TV now, so it's pretty cool to seeing the guys who I played against every week. And then I've had the opportunity to introduce my son to it too, who's 3 years old now, and it's a third generation thing. It's a sport for a lifetime. That's what's great about golf. It doesn't matter how old you are, you can enjoy it. I was traveling 30 plus weeks, a new hotel every week, and mini tour golf, you know, we weren't staying in nice places. I was splitting hotels with 2 or 3 other guys, trying to save, you know, bucks however we could, and I drove everywhere. But it was a blast. You know, I met some really neat people, and it was fun. At the time, when I first started, I was single, to see how good I could get and do that. But you know, family became very important to me, especially when I got married, and I knew we were going to have kids, and I didn't want to be gone all the time. And that was one reason I decided to ask my dad to hire me, and so the rest is history from there.
It was actually an exciting day because I think I'd always wanted that to be the case potentially, but also wanted him to realize his dream of being a professional golfer. And so the fact that he got to play and play for 4 years was a neat experience for all of us. But it was an exciting day for me, and maybe a little scary too. But we've enjoyed working together. I enjoy him being with me.
It was always my backup plan, which I was truly blessed to have that opportunity to come learn from somebody who's been doing this for 50 years and try to get all the knowledge he's got in his brain out of him and to, you know, better myself. So.
I think for sure. I think he'll do very well with it. It's because as I've seen things evolve the last few years, more and more he's much more confident. And I feel like he could do a very good job taking the reins one of these days when it's time for me to do so. I still am not ready to give up the business. I love doing what I do. I love helping people, so I'm going to try to work myself into doing a little part-time one of these days soon. But no, he can handle it. I believe with all my heart he'll be able to handle it.
I think it's the biggest compliment when somebody uses him repeatedly. We had somebody the other day, he had done their house 40 years ago, and they're coming back to use him again. And I think that's the ultimate compliment, that he took such great care of them the first time around that they wouldn't go anywhere else. They wouldn't even think about going anywhere else. And those are the shoes that I want to try to fill and take into the next generation, where people have that trust in me to come back and use me again in the future.
Father and son, it's really great to see how much pride each of them take in talking about each other and their accomplishments.
If you'd like to learn more about the Henrys and the carpet and tile services you'll find at their shop, visit BurtHenry.com.
And while you're getting a new floor laid in, the weather's going to be just right for taking a drive.
And what better way to do it than getting behind the wheel of a classic ride?
Right, Trish, like those you'll find with Northeast Oklahoma Studebaker Drivers Club. We'll meet them next at the Admiral Twin when Explore Tulsa continues.
John Erling with Voices of Oklahoma. Our great state has been home to countless individuals whose place in history has been earned through each of their many accomplishments. Voices of Oklahoma's mission is to preserve their story in an oral history presentation like none other. Accounts direct from famous Oklahomans, political figures, and many others who have left their indelible mark on the development, history, and future of Oklahoma. So please, treat yourself by listening to those who are the voices of Oklahoma.
Hey there, so glad to see you still with us for this part of Explore Tulsa as we send out a big salute to the Admiral Twin Drive-In.
That's right, Stevie. This year they celebrate their 65th anniversary.
65 years. Let's see, that's 2016 minus 65, so borrow from...
1951, Stevie. That was the year they opened.
Thanks, Alberta Einstein. Can you imagine all the great classic cars that have parked at the drive-in throughout all the years?
Yeah, like those owned by the Northeast Oklahoma Studebaker Drivers Club.
Studebaker was always considered a little bit ahead of its time. They were quite well respected. The original Studebaker family came from Germany and started building wagons in the New York area. And down through the years, the generations changed and they went from wagons to automobiles.
Yeah, when I was a kid, I always liked Studebakers. They were different compared with the other cars, and I particularly liked the Avanti when they first came out, a little sporty car. And eventually, I grew up and got enough money where I could buy one, you know.
Studebaker, they seem to stand out on their own, I thought, and I really liked the way they designed them. My brother owned a Studebaker, and I got my first Studebaker from him. He started working on it, was going to restore it, but he gave up on it. This is a 1960 Hawk. Got it in, I'd say about 70, and had it restored. And I like this one in particular because of the fins in the back.
This is a 1962 model. It was designed to compete with the lower end, more economy cars because at that time gas had taken quite a spike in price. Oh, I think it probably gone up to 50 cents a gallon. This particular model is what they call a skytop, which is a forerunner of what we know as a sunroof. This one actually came out as factory air. It's automatic transmission, which was relatively new at that time. This particular one has a 4-barrel carburetor on it, which was factory. It does have power steering.
This is a 63 Avanti. It was the first year that Studebaker made the Avanti. It was kind of an innovation. It was kind of a sporty car that was going to compete with the Corvette. It's got the Studebaker's big block 289. It's got a 4-barrel carburetor on it. And it was the fastest production car in America at the time. It could do 170 miles an hour. It was first car in America with disc brakes on a production car, standard. And it was kind of different for the time there.
This is a 1950 Studebaker Champion. Fozzie Bear drove a car very similar to this in the Muppet movie. And this is actually my youngest daughter's car. She decided that she wanted an old car as her first car, and she saw a picture of a bullet-nosed Studebaker and said, "That's the one, Dad." Brought it home and did some work on it to make it a little bit safer for a young person to drive, and got it going, and she drove it all through her junior and senior years at high school.
We have club meetings every month on the third Sunday afternoon of each month. We have a zone meet once a year. The zone consists of Oklahoma and the 5 surrounding states, so we'll have people coming in from out of state for that event. We've got over 12,000 members worldwide, but as far as how many are in existence and how many of those are drivable, I have no numbers on that.
It's fun to drive. It gets a lot of attention, and it handles well, and really enjoy it.
2 years, she loaded up her friends and they all went to prom in it. They all thought it was pretty cool.
I think as far as having the club, I think that anything that people do, be it in the automobile area or any other area, it's important to keep history alive.
Oh my gosh, I would love to drive Fozzie Bear's car to the drive-in.
Well, to learn more about how to be a member of the Northeast Oklahoma Studebaker Drivers Club or attend their next meet, visit neoksdc.com to learn more.
In the 1950s in Tulsa, I bet kids were still out jumping rope in the streets and not playing all them video games.
Well, there's still plenty of people who find time to pull out the jump rope every now and then, and one Tolson has even made it his profession.
So just ahead, we'll meet jump rope champ and world record holder Peter Nestler when Explore Tulsa continues. Hey, it's Stevie from Explore Tulsa with my friend and optometrist for many years, Dr. Robert Zellner. Tell everybody why it's so good to come in to see you.
Well, that's a great question. Let's see, we've got 2 great locations. We try to stay cutting edge at every point along the way because let's face it, everybody wants to come in and get taken care of in a timely fashion and get the latest, greatest stuff and save some money and get on with their life. And see clearly.
And if you don't believe it, look on the website.
Absolutely, drzellner.com. You can find that we have our 2 locations at 69th and Memorial and 30th 3030 South Harvard, or you can give us a call at 749-2020 or 461-2020.
And I got 4 kids, and I gotta tell you, as a big family like that, it's affordable too.
Oh yes, and of course the number one reason, you save some money. I mean, with our 2-pair specials, with our different unique packages that we put together, I mean, you can come in here and your money can go a lot farther than anywhere else.
And that's why with Dr. Robert Zellner and Associates, seeing is believing.
Oh, I like that, Stevie. Well done.
Hi, I'm Frank Arnold.
Hi, I'm Vicki Arnold from Arnold's Old Fashioned Hamburgers.
And you're watching Explore Tulsa.
If you're like me, ever wanted to hold a world record in the Guinness Book of World Records, then you'll be so glad you stuck around for more Explore Tulsa.
Well, Stevie, our next guest has set world records 11 times for various jump rope feats. How exactly did you plan to make the record books?
Catching quarters off of my elbow. I'm hoping the record is like 15 because I only got $3.75.
Before you embarrass yourself and hit me with a bunch of quarters, let's meet jump rope champion and real world record holder Peter Nestler.
Jump rope is kind of one of those slightly below the radar sports. So if you know about it, you find out about all the competitions and all the stuff that are in it. But if you're not part of that sort of world, most people would just never hear about it. The way my coach decided to run the team is he wanted it to be a competitive team. I tried out for the team, didn't make it. And then I spent that entire year on my own outside practicing, got on the team in 3rd grade. He definitely challenged us and pushed us. And through all that, we actually ended up winning 7 world championships. When I was in, I think 10th grade, I got offered a job after I graduated high school to go perform for a living. And at 16, I was like, you know, you're actually gonna pay me to do this? And I was staffing at a camp and this guy showed up and he's like, yeah, you know, you guys are really good and I'd love to pay you to do this. So I went out and ended up working for him for about 6 months. And then after I finished up that job, I ended up moving into doing it professionally on my own. When we get into the jump rope world, we're talking about, okay, well, we're doing a side spin crisscross into an EB, you know, behind the back thing, under the leg, and we're doing that while we're doing a quadruple under while you're turning or something. And most people just can't really wrap their head around what exactly that looks like. And so it's kind of hard to explain jump rope to people. So most of the time I'm just like, hey, just watch this video. It's a little easier to see what I do. About 2.5 years ago, I actually set my very first world record. I'd seen it probably about 5 years ago. I actually saw somebody breaking a jump roping on a unicycle record for a minute. It was a 12-year-old girl that set this record up in Minnesota. And I remember seeing that and I was like, someday I'm going to beat that one. And then about 2.5 years ago, I just decided, you know what, I'm just going to start breaking that record. And as I was training for that one, I was looking up some other records that were jump rope related. And I saw a few others. I was like, oh, I could do that one, I could do that one. And it just sort of started snowballing into doing more and more and more. And some of them will take me 2 to 3 months of training, and I'm out there, you know, 3 to 4 hours a day training for this stuff. So when you finally break it, it's almost, in a way, a little bit of a letdown because you're just like, oh, that's it? And at the same time, for me, it's kind of that sense of accomplishment. You're like, hey, you know, I was able to, you know, push myself really hard to do something better than pretty much anybody else in the world can do this. So in the last about 2.5 years, I've broken 12 Guinness World Records, and one of them's gotten beaten, so I'm at 11 currently. I travel full-time. I spend probably about 9 or 10 months a year on the road traveling around the world. I've performed in all 50 states. I've done shows in around 22, 23 different countries. I've done stuff from school assemblies. I do some fairs, some church events, family events, a lot of different elements, you know, kind of bring me in to do different programs. I think the thing I enjoy most is when I'm able to be out there and do more of an educational program, taking my show and showing what can be done with the jump rope and also talking about what really goes into actually accomplishing that. I don't want to be just an entertainment show, but at the same time I do find that you can really get attention better if you do something where kids are like, oh, you're really good at that, and they kind of have that desire to say, I kind of want to be like you. At that point, that's where I kind of do the motivational thing where I want them to kind of see that, hey, it's not about just being super talented, it's about the work ethic and the desire to really achieve something great. A lot of times kids these days, they're just like, if they can't do it the first time they try it, they just want to quit and give up and they're like, oh, it's not for me. And I'm like, no. Just because you can't do it the first time doesn't mean you can't do it if you really stick to it and really work at it. I think finding that passion in life is one of the most important things that we can do. It was a lot of work, but in the end for me it's been so worth it because I love what I do and I love being able to take this and trying to get out and really sort of touch kids' lives and help them to see what they can do with their lives as well if they're really willing to put that same effort into it.
Peter gave me a great idea. Jump rope while quarter catching from my elbow. I bet nobody's ever thought of that.
Oh, brother. If you might want to learn more about Peter or how you can book him for your next event, visit jumprm.com to find out more.
I can't find it anywhere on the internet. I better start practicing.
Ooh, while Stevie tries to etch his way into history, stick around. There's more Explore Tulsa just ahead.
Any quarters?
Hi, Dr. Robert Zellner here. For over 20 years, I've offered affordable, convenient eye care in Tulsa. Right now, you can get one pair of glasses or contact lenses starting at just $99 or my two-pair deal for $129. Hey, and as always, the eye exam's included. Walk-ins are always welcome. Glasses are ready in about an hour. Plus, we have over 2,000 frames to choose from. We're open 7 days a week. Come see why we're voted Tulsa's best. And our drive-thru at 69th and Memorial makes pickup simple and easy. For the best eye care value in Tulsa, Dr. Robert Zellner and Associates.
Be sure and join us next week when we meet Karen Bussell of the Frugal Bookworm.
Special thanks to Frank and Patty Friedemann for introducing us to the regional champion Talk of Tulsa, Sweet Adeline. Good luck in Vegas.
Thanks too to Bert and Ryan Henry for telling us how Burt Henry Carpet and Tile got started. And thanks to the guys at the Northeast Oklahoma Studebaker Drivers Club for showing us those great classic Studebakers.
Also thanks to Peter Nestler for showing us a few of his tricks as the rope master.
Remember, if you miss any of the show, you can always catch us at ExploreTulsa.com.
As always, each week we feature the people, places, and attractions that make us proud to call Tulsa our home.
Hey, don't forget to like us on Facebook and share with us someone you think Tulsa should know more about.
Plus, remember, Explore Tulsa is brought to you by Video Revolution, located on the northwest corner of 71st and Lewis.
Stop by, say hello to Ron and all the guys for all your home entertainment needs.
And Explore Tulsa is also proudly brought to you by Dr. Robert Zollner and Associates.
Home of the two-pair deal starting at just $99 with 2 locations, 3030 South Harvard and 69th and Memorial.
Well, that's all the time we have for you on this week's show, but we'll see you next week right here on Explore Tulsa.